Ladies and gentlemen, New York was starting to look like Jim Crow 1931. The way they just conveniently tackled only Black people down to the ground over social distancing and not having a mask on. And then we see video footage of them giving the high IQ mask, and they weren't social distancing and didn't have any mask or any kind of PPE on, you know? So very, very biased policing, just the kind of policing that we usually see out of the NYPD. And this is why you are so hated. So, this is NPR, May 15th, 2020. Police back off from social distancing enforcement. New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio today announced police will no longer require people to wear masks in public unless the absence of a mask presents a serious danger. The decision is part of a reset of NYPD's enforcement of emergency rules during the pandemic, following a number of controversial encounters between officers and members of the Black public, some of them caught on video. The most recent was a confrontation between police officers and a Black woman in a subway station over whether she was wearing her mask properly. And she had a child with her too when they did all of that. At the same time, de Blasio said police will continue to enforce rules against large gatherings. Really? They didn't do anything to those Jews that were out there for the rabbi's funeral. It's amazing. You guys know how to turn the laws on and turn them off when they're convenient. Okay. Because it's a matter of saving lives, advocacy groups have complained that NYPD's social distancing enforcement has been unfair and even racist, and I agree, because about 90% of the people arrested in encounters related to social distancing have been Black. The NYPD shouldn't be thrown at this particular pandemic. So it's a health problem, right? So we know the pandemic is in regards to health. So why would you be out here tackling people and making that kind of physical contact when there is a highly contagious virus going on? And these folks are not committing crimes. They're just really, most of them were just walking along and minding their business. And the NYPD coming up like, never mind. Boy, I can really go in. Let me move on. Really. So this was a volunteer with a police watchdog group called the Justice Committee. It only leads to more criminalization and violence against people of color. We know that's not what we are. The city has pushed back on the racism charge, pointing out that in nearly 1 million police encounters with the public over social distancing, only a few dozen people have been arrested. Yeah, but those few dozen happen to be Black. Okay, so you saying that is not making the situation better. Earlier this week, the mayor said the role of police in the pandemic had become an issue, but he insisted officers should remain part of the equation. That is my decision. That's what we do, he said, because we cannot have a situation where social distancing comes unglued because there's no enforcement. Yeah, but if you're enforcing it on one group and the other groups aren't social distancing and you're not making an issue out of it, that's a problem. Now, I want y'all to think about this. The Attorney General, Letitia James, is a Black woman. Mayor de Blasio is a white man married to a black woman, but look at what's happening to the black citizens in New York. I mean, do anybody got any backbone? It just seems like year after year, these cops get away with everything and they never come down hard on them. This is why black people will continue to be targets because nobody comes down hard on these people. Look, they done choked out Eric Garner. You would think they would kind of take things down a notch because they don't need any more bad publicity. Not them. Here's a pandemic and they're going to ramp everything up on the very same people they did stop and frisk on. Boy. And of course, the union have everything to say in regards to, they're always going to side with the police. So we know how that goes. Every time I look to the internet, I'm seeing people arrested or cited for going to church, for traveling on the roadways, for going golfing. He says in the video, what you're doing is you're widening the gap between public trust and law enforcement officers. The Port of Seattle has put Anderson on paid leave while it investigates him for violating its social media police social distance policy. So, ladies and gentlemen, don't hold your breath on these cops investigating themselves. I think that is the biggest joke going. There should be no police department in America that's allowed to investigate themselves. What a joke, especially the NYPD. NYPD, they have their reputation is so bad, they should never be allowed to investigate nothing within the police department. Nothing. So, ladies and gentlemen, of course, the union, the cops are getting a bad rap. The cops, people are coming at the cops like that, like they never do anything wrong. And I'm telling you, the main root of the problems with these police department, all of them around the country, are the unions. They are your biggest problem of them all. No matter what these cops do, they defend it. They are really the heart of the problem when it comes down to law enforcement. But look, NYPD has a long-standing reputation for targeting Black people, especially Black males. When you look at the history, you would understand why there's such a lousy police department and they do what they do. Go out here like a bunch of race soldiers and go buck wild on the damn public. And there's a reason why many people don't go into New York anymore. New York used to have a lot of people going in and out of the city. A lot of people will not even go to New York anymore. But y'all, please tell me what you think. I think this is a disgrace. I'm glad they stopped, but I don't know who told cops to go out and do this stuff in the first place. And how is this really effective when I'm looking at many of these cops that were diving on people? Some of them didn't have on any protection. Nothing on their face, nothing on their hands, but just grabbing all over people, beating up on people, knocking them to the ground. What, they think they're immune to getting COVID-19? I mean, the last time I looked at the stories, a lot of the police officers were sick with it. Some died. Boy. Please tell me what you think, ladies and gentlemen. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.